In the afternoon of 8 September 2022, Buckingham Palace announced the death of Queen Elizabeth II at Balmoral at the age of 96. Queen Elizabeth came to the throne in her 20s with a crumbling empire and turned it to one of the greatest empires in Britain history. She was the longest serving monarch in British history. For 70 years, she was the figurehead of her country and the Commonwealth. She led the church. She guided her family through turbulent times, maintaining her dignity and composure. Her first instinct was always to perform her duty. People say she was the most successful serving British monarch in history. She was born a royal princess. She was not born to be a queen. As the eldest daughter of the Duke and Duchess of York, she was third in line to the throne. But her destiny changed when she was just 10 years old. In 1936, her uncle, Edward VIII, abdicated the throne in order to marry a divorcee. So her father was now king, and she became the heir to the throne. Her younger sister, Princess Margaret, even asked her if she was ever going to become a queen one day. She answered yes. Her younger sister said, "Poor you." It was during the Second World War that Princess Elizabeth gave her very first address to the nation. She joined the Auxiliary Territorial Service, 8 years, becoming the first woman in the royal family to become a full-time member of the armed forces. On Victory Day in Europe, she appeared on the balcony with her family and Winston Churchill. During this period, she was exchanging letters with a distant cousin of hers, a young naval lieutenant, Prince Philip of Greece. She met Philip Mountbatten when she was just 13 years old on a visit to a naval college. Her uncle, Lord Mountbatten, encouraged the match, but the palace wasn't happy. Philip had German ancestry, no property, and limited financial means. But in July 1947, they announced their engagement. They then got married that same year. A year later, they gave birth to a son named Charles. For a brief period, Princess Elizabeth enjoyed her role as the naval wife, but it was cut short by family tragedy. Princess Elizabeth's father died of lung cancer while she was in Safari, Kenya, in February 1952, and in June the following year, she was coronated as Queen Elizabeth II. The Queen began her reign with a 6-month Commonwealth tour. When she became monarch, the Commonwealth was just 8 nations. Her value to Britain as a symbolic ambassador was incalculable, as well as hosting few tyrants like Mugabe, Ceausescu. The Queen got to meet every American president since President Truman. The Queen was delighted when Prince Charles, her son, announced his engagement to Lady Diana Spencer. The wedding was a global television event that put the monarchy's popularity at its peak. 1992 was a year of crisis for the royal family. An intimate book was published about Diana's marriage to Charles. And then a fire broke out in the Queen's favorite home at Windsor Castle, which cost a lot to repair. The public were resistant to footing the bills for the repair. As a result, the Queen started to pay income tax for the first time. When Princess Diana was killed in a car crash in Paris, criticism on the royal family fell on the Queen herself. In 2002, the Queen lost her only sibling, Princess Margaret, and then just 7 weeks later, she lost her mother. But despite the sadness, it was also a landmark year for the Queen, as 2002 marked her golden jubilee, 50 years on the throne. After initially opposing the marriage of Prince Charles and Camilla, who is now the Queen Consort, the Queen eventually came around the idea. Her grandson, Prince Williams, got married to Kate Middleton, a commoner, and Prince Harry married Meghan Markle, a divorcee. These were some of the most watched events ever, and it was a symbolic moment for the royal family. Meghan blamed the brutal treatment she was given by the British tabloid on lack of support from the royal family, which led to her and Prince Harry's decision to step away from royal duties. 2020 brought the biggest crisis of the Queen's long reign. Over 150,000 people in the UK died with coronavirus. People were locked down at home to prevent the spread of the virus. At the age of 99, the Duke of Edinburgh and the husband to Queen Elizabeth died. The Queen lost her husband, who had helped her in turbulent times. Due to COVID restrictions, only few persons could attend his funeral. After his passing, the Queen's health has been slowly declining, and just this afternoon, Buckingham Palace announced that the Queen had died peacefully at Balmoral. The flag at the Buckingham Palace has been lowered, symbolizing the death of the Queen, and the British flag all over the world is being lowered too. There will be a process of about 10 days leading to the funeral, and then Prince Charles will take over as king. May her soul rest in peace.